Hello, thank you all for joining. It's 3 minutes past the hour, so let's kick it off. I'm quite sure other people will join. If you have questions, remarks, you don't agree with me, you can use the Q&A window or you can unmute yourself and just talk. I open the Q&A window so I can see if someone is putting something in there. Okay, no question. So I'm Erik de Bond. I'm looking after the platform for Belgium, the Stream1 Ion platform. This is today, November 24th, the fourth episode of the second season of this series. Okay, also our other vendors on the platform, as we all know, Sophos, IBM, Acronis, AvePoint, Python, Google Cloud, and AWS. And obviously the Microsoft NCE and the Microsoft Azure business that runs on Stream1 Ion. The agenda of today, quite packed. I seem to have missed one here. Let me check that. No, it's fine. Okay, so what's on the menu? Something about the rollback access in Stream1 Ion, a change in the way Google is configured in Google Cloud is configured in Stream1 Ion, something about cloud accounts, how to find trainings, the agenda of upcoming events, very important topics in there, and some messages from our sponsors. So let's start with the RBAC roles in Stream1 Ion. So role-based access controls, 2 new roles, read-only and sales manager. What we have today is account admin, where you can perform all actions. Basically, you are a manager of all. You have a user, which is depreciated, so that role exists for historical reasons, but is not used anymore. Sales, so basically within your company, you have account admin and sales. You can perform all services, customer-related actions, but you cannot, for instance, change the number of users or the company profile or the white label about and so on. And then the ops, this is for internal use for data Synex, where our ops people have access to more functionality than we can have at the platform. Newly added and available today is sales manager and read only. So the sales manager, you cannot perform a company admin tasks, so not create users, change company profile, adapt to the white label storefront, and so on. You cannot buy, change licenses, subscriptions, cannot do that. You can set pricing. So basically, this is a demand coming from the Asian, Pacific, and Japan region, where they want to have a full split between who can assign a price book and set a price for the customer, and then who can actually purchase based on that price books. It's available, you can use it, and also that user can consume reports. So they can go into the reports and then read out the reports. Maybe not that interesting as a role, but interesting for us is the read-only role. Again, you cannot perform company admin tasks, so create users and stuff like that. You cannot perform customer service tasks, so you cannot purchase, you cannot lifecycle management, licenses, inscription, not possible. But you can use reports in the sense that you can consume reports. It can make adaptations for his or own needs in changing reports, but they cannot create nor save their changes. So if you prepare a report for a read-only user, that user will not be able to change your layout. Let me show this to you. Okay. I'm going to here. So imagine that you have a user and you want to give them access to a report. So let me do this. So enter the URL, which is basically the URL of a report in Stream1 Ion. And I assume I'm logged on now. Yeah, as a wrong account, obviously. I need to sign out. So the report is working. Let me do this one then. Login as read-only admin. You can see that I can see all subscriptions. This is read-only, but you see there is not the wheel to make changes to the subscriptions. I can go to the marketplace. Handy to see pricing. Imagine the customer asks what is the price. So you can say, okay, for this customer, the price of a business standard license in Google Workspace, for instance, and then you can see the price for that customer. So that user can actually see prices for the MSRP, the reseller, the customer price based on the price books, and the margin that is taken. Don't look at the prices. As you know, this is the demo environment, so the numbers are not really significant available. You can go to the customers. You can take a customer. Let's take Orstebi. As you know, for the regulars, this is our favorite customer, where you can see the licenses, but you cannot manage them. So not possible to change anything. So again, this is a pure read-only access. If you go to the reports, let's take this one, for instance, charge details. So this user, he can see, he can change the date rates. I want to see 2 months ago. That user is capable of changing columns. Let me finish first the loading of the report. Okay, not wait 10, so we can change the report columns, add a column in, for instance, add update, so the report will be updated, but at the moment that user wants to save, you will get a message saying, look, you don't have permission to save this report. So I made a change, do a save. Okay, you can still try, but then you get an error stating you are not allowed to deal this, you don't have the proper permission. So that user can change adapt reports to his or own usage, but it cannot ruin your report layout. So basically, read-only admin, easy to read stuff. Your accountant persons who want to consume reports, you make the report. That person can then actually review the reports. That's for the read-only admin. Questions, remarks? Okay. Okay. Next point is the Google way of purchasing items. So there's a change in the flow, basically, on how to make purchases in the Google Workspace purchase. This is not live yet, so I'm going to show this in our near production environment, which obviously you don't have access. Near production means that it is live between 2 to 3 weeks when in near prod is basically the final testing stage at Datacenics. So what we will do, so we create a customer if it's not done yet. So we can create a customer in the new purchase flow. In the marketplace, you select the customer to buy for. If not linked to a tenant, then you create or link the tenant, and you can also prefer for transfers. Place production in cart, continue by flow as before. So what I mean is you create the file in Stream1ion. You go to the marketplace, you select the customer. Stream1ion will say, oh, there is no cloud account linked to that, or cloud provider linked to that purchase or to that customer yet. And then you go into a new interface to create the customer information. So basically, so this screenshot from, again, the near prod environment. So the domain required to proceed. So we saw there is no domain linked yet. So you can register the domain, you can link a new domain or an existing domain. So create a brand new, connect to an existing, or connect to an existing domain to transfer existing plans from Google. So basically, the action is to first create the transfer. The transfer is created, and then link the tenant into the environment. I forgot to put off my phone. Okay. So three steps to be done into the Google environment. So if you want to transfer, if you click the chevron, so the small sign to the left, you get basically how to perform this transfer with your company identifier. Obviously, I scratched out ours because it's our private information there. So this is how you can do a transfer from directly Google purchases into your account in Stream1 Ion. And then you can link the customer afterwards. And then you select continue, which is basically to continue over there. So this is quite a step. I don't exactly know how long it will take the transfer. Apparently it's a couple of minutes, depending on the content of what is purchased. But you can then basically go to the admin portal, copy your identifier in there, and create a transfer authorization, and transfer will be done. And then you continue in Stream1 Ion to link the customer and to perform new purchases. Okay. Questions, remarks? I will try to show it. Near prod. Okay. Again, you don't have access to this one. So let's take a customer. Instance, or create, or have Eric test here. Yeah, it's here still. So this is my customer. Let's create a new order for this customer in Google Workspace. But you see now, before you had multiple tiles, you only now have one tile for that. Okay. So you see here the link. I need to create a domain. Let me find the correct syntax, because in this environment we need to use a specific syntax. Test. You give it an account, username, DB, and then you continue. Confirmation, confirm. So if you have an existing domain, you just click the link button, and then you can use the domain for a cloud. If I cannot be proficient. Yeah, I already checked this out. Okay, but you see how it works. This is my mistake. I tried to do this morning and I forgot to delete it. But okay, you see how it works. You create an account, and then basically you continue the purchases as before, and you get the full list of products that are available for that customer. Questions, remarks? Again, you can unmute, or you can use the Q&A or chat window. Okay, next topic is a question I got a lot recently on Stream1 Ion, and that is basically, what are cloud accounts? Cloud accounts is an item, and I will show you where it is in Stream1 Ion in the demo part. Basically is an item that links your customer subscription to Stream1 Ion. So if you want to have a customer and you want to link to Stream1 Ion, basically you create a customer, you go to the cloud providers, and then you have one vendor per customer. You can create a cloud provider, and that makes the link between the customer's tenant and Stream1 Ion. Yeah, so the file on Stream1 Ion, the tenant, the link is the cloud provider. Now you start building subscriptions on that customer, and that are the cloud accounts. So the cloud accounts is basically on customers, is the way to see what is actually living at the customer from a more technical perspective. So you see the cloud, the subscription information like billing cycles and quantities and stuff like that. The technical aspect behind it, that's in the cloud account. It's one per subscription, and you can see it for both active and non-active subscriptions. So if you have a subscription that has expired, you will still see the cloud account available in the StreamOne Ion platform. So the cloud account is one per subscription. So again, active, non-active subscriptions cannot be deleted if the subscription is active. So if you have an active subscription at the vendor, you cannot remove the cloud account, because obviously we need that information to be able to sync that information from the vendor to StreamOne Ion for reports and stuff like that. The grace period, as we have in Microsoft, is considered as being active. So even if a license is expired, you know, these days it will change in April. These days you're going to a grace period. During that grace period, the license is still active from the vendor perspective, and so will the cloud account will remain. Even if you remove it in the sync cycle, it will just come back. That's the way syncs work with the vendors. If you want to remove a customer from your portfolio, you first need to remove all the cloud accounts. And if that's successful, then you can remove the customer. Reporting wise, the customer will remain because the data has been synced and is available. But you first need to remove the cloud accounts to be able to remove a customer. Okay, let me show you where they are. And for that. Oh, by the way, do you know the Connect website at Telecynix? A very, very interesting resource where you can find lots of data on all products and all we do. And we now also have the StreamOne Ion button on the Connect to go directly into the StreamOne Ion platform. No, I don't need to only read. And you see immediately goes down, sign out. The wrong customer, the wrong user. I want this one because it is a full user. Okay. So this is users as StreamOne as we know it as an account admin. Let's go to a customer. Let's take Staby. And you will see that we have a lot of subscriptions here, a lot of active. Let's take the deleted ones because that's interesting me more at the moment. Okay, so these are all deleted subscriptions from that customer. Let's open one, for instance, the Atlantic Exchange Online Archive. I copy the subscription ID. Okay, I go to the cloud billing, cloud accounts. Maybe the interface is changed as well. Here you see it, you can edit it if you select edit. And then you can see the technical aspects behind the subscription. Basically, okay, the program it is Microsoft CSP, the account number, so the subscription ID, the root email, basically, so the basic email address that is on the customer side. It's a resale, so it's resold or a subscription. The price book you have assigned to that. So basically, this means that if, for instance, you have a customer that you say, I want to take margin of 10% on the subscription, but this is a special one, you want to take more or less, you can assign another price book only to that subscription. And at that moment, you will see in the reports as of the next day, basically, that you get another price in the reports, and also invoicing-wise, you will see that there is a change on that level as well. So you can assign other price books. Billing start date is for future use. You cannot use that today. Contract ID, that's a field you can fill in for yourself. So if your customer has a specific contract that you want to maintain in StreamOne Ion, you can put it here. And the end customer PO number and your PO number towards Telecynix that you can change. We see that sometimes when you have a renewal, that the customers for their accounting want to have another PO number. So the renewal is automatically done, but then you can change the PO number from the customer in this field, basically stating this is the new, for instance, fiscal 26 PO, whatever you want to put in there. And so everywhere you can change without, otherwise you would need to not renew it, purchase new ones with the same quantities and stuff like that, which can be a hassle. So you can basically change here the customer PO number, but you have to do it line per line. You cannot today say, okay, this customer has 50 different subscriptions. I want to change the PO on all at once. That's not possible today. It was not possible before neither. So I can save it and know that information is saved onto that cloud account. You can also request and add. Basically, they're not needed. Request is to establish the link, so the cloud provider basically between the customer, but it's already active, so you don't need to do that. Or if you want to create a new, for instance, you already have Google and you want to add an AvePoint, you might use a request or you might use an add a command, but you don't need those in the sense that if you start purchasing, at that moment, everything is done for you. Otherwise, you would need to do all these things manually. So you actually need to know the exact names, the exact data that you want to have in there. If you do it on a purchase, you have the purchase flow that creates the cloud provider if needed, and that creates the cloud account during the process. So basically, the only things you need is edit and delete. And again, you cannot delete something which is not still active at the vendor. So it will, you see, you get deletion approval. Basically, it goes to the vendor, they will check it, and they will approve or deny the delete request depending on the status of the subscription. Okay. So actions you can do: request, so establish the link with the cloud provider. Automatically in the purchase flow, you can edit or delete. Again, edit to adapt the data you want to change. So the PO numbers, the price book, the contract ID. You can delete it if the subscription is deleted at the vendor. So the vendor does not sync it back to us anymore. And add it, manually create a cloud account, but there's no product added, so you would need to add a product later. And again, this is automatically created in the purchase flow, so no need to do this manually in StreamOne Ion. So request and add, basically you don't need. And then again, this is so you can change the price book, the contract ID, and the end customer reseller PO. You can also change it. And by the way, you can also put those fields on the record, on the report, if you would like to. Also contract ID, you can put it on the report if you would like to have it for your own information. Okay. A word on trainings, in the sense that, you know, for the regulars, I used to put the full list of trainings here. We changed that. So today you can, it's not new, it's something that I want to highlight now here. So they're still at Brainshark, that didn't change, but you can easily access it now via the Channel Academy at TD SYNNEX. So let me go to that. Let's go to the Channel Academy. When you log in, you cannot use single sign-on. You cannot use the employee login. So you log in or you have a guest. If you don't have an access, you can register yourself here. Every employee of your company can do that and start taking the trainings of StreamOne Ion. I need to go to the InTouch SSO, but usage afterwards is exactly the same. Though we don't use this internally, we have another platform internally for the StreamOne Ion trainings. Basically, you go to the catalog. There you see StreamOne, an InTouch software store that you see the trainings. You can see here, want only StreamOne, and then you can do the StreamOne basics. Basically all about StreamOne Ion, which is very useful if your new employee, your new colleague, or yourself, you want to go deeper into StreamOne Ion, follow these videos. It's all videos, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, sometimes 15 minutes. I think that's the longest one. Small videos that tell you how to perform actions, how to do this, how to do that. they're also updated and they follow the release schedule of Streamline itself. So if tomorrow there is a new item or a new change, a couple of days later, you will see that same change in the training videos that are available here. So you have the generals. You can also see I only want to do the Google ones, or I want to do the Microsoft ones, whatever do we have. If you have one, you can register it. Okay, so say registration, submit. Okay, and if you then later come back to your Channel Academy, and I go here, you go to My Learning, then you can see the current items that you are using, that you enrolled yourself for this kind of trainings. So very easy. And then if you open one, you will see that, for instance, you have multiple items, or you might have multiple videos within the what do you call it, subject within the catalog, or within the training book for this training. Okay, so this is basically the full schedule of this, or the full content of this training book. So Channel Academy, very handful, very useful if you want to start training yourself on Streamline or your colleagues. Okay, you can always ask questions to us, obviously, but this might be an easier way to go into information and to adapt yourself or learn yourself how to use Streamline in a more efficient way than you do today. Certifications we saw. So the Streamline with SecOps certification, for instance, that you can enroll yourself, and you see the programs or the details or the modules that are into that program. Okay. And then you go into the program itself, launch the content, and then you have the video that starts, where you can see, okay, how is this done and what are the details on that information or on that topic. Okay. Questions, remarks? And I'm going too fast when I see at the clock, but okay. Our agenda. Upcoming events. So here you can click, if you get the slides, you can click on every line and you're going straight into the program itself to enroll yourself. So the first one, November 25th, that's fully booked. It's closed. You cannot register yourself anymore. If you actually or absolutely want to follow this one, just drop us an email. We might find you a spot if someone did not show up or deregistered. But normally that is closed. December the 2nd, webinar on Azure Arc and Azure Cost Management. If you starting with Azure, that might be firstly the cost management, which is not that simple due to the more than 1 million different products that are available in Streamline and in Azure Marketplace. So you might use that to make a better calculation for your customers. December the 4th, getting started with Microsoft Defender for Cloud. So basically, what is Microsoft Defender, how to go in that, and what does it offer to your customer? Because sometimes we or resellers or partners get remarks from your customer like, hey, you sold me an antivirus, but no one noticed that in Business Premium there's an antivirus already included. So what is happening here? So basically getting more details on how Microsoft Defender is working for the cloud for you and for your customers. December 9th, enable your own Azure customer workshop. So how can you create customer workshops to basically make sure that your customers understand what Azure actually means, what it is, how it works, what's the concept behind it. We see a lot of customers asking for an Azure subscription, and basically they remain empty for months. So that's okay. It doesn't cost anything, but it's a security risk, because then if it's empty, the security rollback is not created, security is not created properly, and you might have one day a nasty surprise. So making sure that your customer can understand what Azure actually is. December 15th, oh, that's the next update. So this is this session and the next episode. I skipped December 11th. Why? This is not a webinar, that's a live session. So discover how Cloud Adoption Framework speeds up and structures your cloud journey. So basically, you've made your first steps, or maybe you didn't do that yet. What can you do to go faster and better and more efficient into the Azure way of working? Yes, it's in-person event with a lunch, limited spots. Yeah, I don't know exactly, but I thought there was only 1 or 2 spots available yet. So if you want to take this, if you want to really start accelerating your Azure business, this is basically a must-go, must-attend session. So don't hesitate. Just click on the link and you can register yourself if there still are spots available. Update on Ion. So besides the regular monthly updates, we scheduled 6 other sessions, which are based on change to the customer management system on Ion, especially for Microsoft. It will be a very important topic coming from December 2nd, 4th, and 10th. It's basically due to the way Microsoft changes the MCAs, so the Microsoft Cloud Agreements. We needed to adapt a platform for that change, and this is basically how this adoption has been done and what it implies to you and to your customer. By the way, if you still have open MCAs, we can help you to close them, but then we need to have communication between us before we start doing that action. Yeah. So if you still or you're in doubt, you can contact us to see, okay, what is still open as MCAs. We have resellers that bumped into the issue, MCA not signed, need to sign it, they need to wait 24 hours before they can make an adoption or make a new purchase. So make sure that the MCA is signed before you need to make a change or before you need to purchase something for that customer. The second webinar that we created, so December 3rd, 9th, and 11th, is on the new white label storefront or the white label marketplace, whatever you want to call it, is on, okay, what does it bring? I give a small preview last session, basically grouping your customers, having multiple storefronts, be able to make availability rules, so which products the customer can buy, which not, that kind of things are available and will be discussed and maybe also demoed depending on the release schedule, either in the near prod or either in the production environment. So these are 2 important sessions. The white label storefront may be not interested today, but basically, hey, why would you do stuff if your customer can do it for you and you can invoice him for that? The same as we do with the banks these days. You do the action and the banks charge you for that. That you can do with the white label storefront as well. Okay. Then a small word from the sponsors. This is small and medium enterprises and Copilot, an announcement by Microsoft. So basically Copilot for Business or Copilot Business as it's called. So today we have Copilot Chat and Copilot Microsoft 365 Copilot, which are the regular ways of using. You know, the price, 30 users per month, only available in yearly subscriptions with either direct payment or with monthly payment, adding a 5% surplus. We know how it works fine, it's great, but sometimes a bit expensive for the PME environment. So that's why Microsoft created a new product, which is Copilot Business, so built for small businesses, also meaning that only a maximum 300 of those can live within your customer's environment, and you require a BSQ to be able to use it. So BSQ meaning that you need to have business basic, business standard, or business premium to be able to run this cheaper version of Copilot. So this is a new product. It is available or becomes available on the December price list. So as of the 1st of December, you will be able to actually start selling this to your customers. But again, you need to have a BSQ, and you should not be able to buy more Copilot 365, Copilot Business, excuse me, than you have B plans at your customer. So if you have, for instance, 5 business basics and 10 business standards and 10 business premiums, you should not be able to buy more than 25 Copilot businesses because you don't have the licenses required. So available 12/1 is not 12th of December, it's the 1st of December, this American US format. So as of the 1st December, it will become available, meaning StreamOn on the 3rd, you will be able to transact it as well as StreamOn syncs and stuff like that. It does not make it available earlier. Okay, let's move it on the side. As usual, Microsoft launched something. There is a promo. So running from December the 1st, 2025 till March 31st, 2026, you will have a promo on this product. Either when you buy it separately, so Copilot Business, ERP normally is $21, you can buy it for $18. Don't know exactly the euro prices, but that will be in the December price list. So obviously this 15% reduction you get, again, maximum 300 seats. There is a bundle, Business Basic plus Copilot Business. There will be no promo on that one. So it's a regular $27 price. Business Standard plus Copilot Business, that bundle, normally $33.50, will be $22. So a reduction of 35%, but there's a minimum of 10. So if your customer only has 5 business standards, no, you cannot get the promo. Then you buy the normal Copilot Business, and you have the promo on that one, obviously, but it's 18%, otherwise you will get 15%, otherwise you will get 35%. And the bundle Business Premium plus Copilot Business is normal price $43. You can get it at $32, so roughly 35%, 25% reduction, again with a minimum of 10 and a maximum of 300 seats. Again, from December the 1st till March 31st, in obviously a full year commitment. Questions, remarks on this one? Okay. So if your customers are asking Copilot today, so you can get them. So from 32, let me go one slide back. So basically from 30 to 21, it's 30% reduction if I didn't miscalculate. So 30% reduction, and if you buy between the 1st of December and the 31st of March, you basically can get another extra promotional price. So for your PME customers, this might be a trigger to also get them into Copilot and let them use it for their own company environment. Questions, remark? Again, use the chat. Okay, question. Are the difference between the regular Copilot and the business version? No. So technically wise, usage wise, according to Microsoft documentation, there is no difference, just the price and the cap of 300. And obviously, so the difference is you need to have a B plan in place and you have a maximum 300 available seats of that product. That's the only, but technical wise, so you can ask the same questions. You can let them search your full repository of data. Whatever you want to do, you can do it in your Copilot Business as you can do for your M365 Copilot. Someone in the chat, I thought. Okay, Okay. Oh, sorry, I forgot. I didn't saw the chat. So a question on the Google. The product Google is not yet available in the marketplace. Can't see with it. Yes, you can, but you first need to ask the program to be enabled for you. So that is here. So if you're in Stream1 Ion, you go to the partners. You go to TDC Next Belgium. Say edit. Go to programs. Obviously, I will have them, but if you're the program that you want, everything is here already enabled. That must be enabled. So basically, if you want like IBM, you go here, you request, and then you get access to the products in the marketplace. Yes, maybe you don't see them yet, the products of Google, but if you ask access to the program, you can get them in there. Sorry that I missed your questions before. Okay. What with renewals? So question is, what with renewals of customers with business premium with Copilot for M365, less than 10 users? Yes, so basically you expire the Copilot for M365 and you buy new Copilot businesses. Or if it's on the same date, you might opt to also expire the business premium and buy the bundle. Just up to you, depending on the renewal dates of the business premium and the Copilot today, what you want to do. Someone else is typing something in the Q&A. You can also unmute yourself, so you should be able to unmute yourself and talk if that's easier for you. Okay, someone is still typing. Don't hesitate if you have questions. Okay, we'll see the question if it comes up, yes or no. This team sometimes says that someone is typing because someone is just moving his mouse over the Teams environment. Okay. So questions, remarks, you want me to review or to repeat stuff, don't hesitate. If you have ideas for next topic, so next month, the 15th, why the 15th? Because 15 plus 7, 22nd is in the Christmas holiday, and 29th is full 100% into the business holiday, into the Christmas holidays. So that's why we do it on the 15th, within basically 3 weeks. And I forgot to adapt the slide for that. Okay, I didn't. So December 15th is the next session. Don't forget hyperscaler.be at tdcnext or Microsoft.be at tdcnext.com for any questions, remarks you might have for us. We are there. Okay. Question about upgrade to the new bundles, upgrade from B license without Copilot. Okay, so I think that's Lawrence who typed it. So the bundles will be available as of December 17th. So not straight on December the 1st, but will be available on December the 6th, 17th. Thank you. Oh, it's Cedric. Sorry, Cedric. But anyway, so bundles. So the upgrade bundles on the Copilot will be available as of December the 17th if you want to buy it in a bundle. If you want to buy it earlier, then you need to buy the Copilot Business separately. Okay. For now, I would say thank you for your attention and for your interaction. See you on December the 2nd or the 3rd. I saw a hand coming up. If you want to talk, just talk. You don't need to put your hand up. Okay. No, thank you very much for being here. See you again on the 2nd or the 3rd of December on the White Table Storefront and on the new way of managing your customers, especially for the Microsoft business. And questions, hyperscale.be@tdcnext.com, or see you on December 15th. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.